Eric's got two quests for us: Compare and Contrast and Hearthfire, and I believe Hearthfire plays into Oria's quests. So let's talk first.
Okay, let's take that again. I'm sorry, I needed a moment to step back and refocus after going off about Stanild. I am, I think, okay now.
I'm impressed. Not everyone can pull themselves out of that kind of anger.
A hard-won skill. When I first made head of the Scouts, Stanild did everything he could to undercut me. His favorite trick was poking and prodding until I lost my cool. Always worked.
You've seemed pretty together around him when I've been there.
Yeah. I started practicing Valanshir.
What's that?
The intersection between meditation, bare-hand combat, and breathing exercises. There's a complete series of whole-body motions, painfully slow, moving from pose to pose while controlling your breathing. But at the end, just before you reach the final pose, you explode into the final position, usually exhaling hard like, ha!
And that helps.
Oh yeah. It's a solid workout controlling your motions, but the real struggle is the mental focus, which can be exhausting, but after a few months of practice, it's like being able to slide into that calm headspace on command. A few deep breaths and Stanild can't touch me. Well, except when he puts my people in danger with his ego.
Oh, yeah, sure. Could you teach me that weird thing you just said? It's not weird, it's just breathing, but I don't know. The way he was describing it just seemed weird.
My mum used to say I could use some impulse control. Maybe I should get some lessons from you. And again, I'm truly sorry to hear about the losses. We'll make their sacrifices meaningful.
Yes, we will. Whatever it takes.
I hate that his pained face looks like he's freaking climaxing.
Hey you, how's my favorite point doing?
Really well, like always. Thought I'd see how you were holding up.
Still reeling a little from the attack, but getting my feet back under me. Forces me to be up all day more often than I should. I should talk to Dharm about that, actually.
Dom uses some kind of sleep aid. Lane could help you with that.
Oh, are they the secret weapon? I wondered how Dharm does it. I can stay up past noon regularly, but I wear down if I do it too much.
To be fair, I think that's just Dom. Fueled by his love of enchantment and solar in equal measure.
No, I have a girlfriend. I'm not flirting with this guy. So I will emphasize about the lack of sleep.
The scouts probably appreciate you being available all day, but that will wear you down if you're not careful. You must have a day watch head who fills in when you sleep.
Yes, but I can't resist getting involved when it's important. I'll talk to Lane. Maybe they have some extra tricks up their sleeve.
I had to sneeze and it didn't happen every time. As soon as I mute, it's like, oh, we don't want to sneeze anymore.
All this time, the spindle was sneaking out of Cassidon's hold, and I had no idea.
Sounds like you two had more in common than you realized.
Just reminds me that you've got to tell people how you feel when you get the chance.
Was there something you wish you had told the spindle?
Just how much I appreciated her level head and expertise. And that we all knew her father wasn't why she was the spindle.
Okay. Well, compare and contrast. We've had this one for a while. I never started it.
Do you know what's amazing?
Tell me.
Digging into the past and salvaging relics that change your understanding of everything we do. Maybe this is old hat for you, because you've been free to do it for so long.
I haven't been doing it that long, but I can't imagine it will ever get old.
Well, good. So, our relics of the day are those scries we recovered, which work very much like yours, which demolishes my original bet on ours having been affected by this surge somehow. My best guess now is that they're working so well because they were packed up so tight. I floated the idea with Dom and he was pretty into it. Want to join me in following up?
Oh, don't need me to do the asking this time?
No. I'm getting the hang of this.
Okay. Compare and contrast. Eric has been trying out the newly recovered scries. Apparently, they're much closer to ours in terms of quality, which has him thinking he'd like to know why there's such a disparity. Ours is from before the surge, after all, so it's not a matter of age. Dom probably has some ideas. How did those scry fit in that little box? Look at this thing. I guess you gotta put it together. That's probably how.
It's good you're here, Bryn. We have a mystery to solve.
A scrinundrum. Ah, no, that doesn't work.
Scriddle?
Ah, damn it. That's so much better.
Oh, you two are fun. To business, though, what we need to really work on the scries is a new set of the tools I use to maintain ours.
Do you not have them?
Lost in our mad dash through the veil. I hadn't felt the urgent need to replace them just yet, but if we're to compare and contrast our three classes of scry, we'll need them.
Okay. Why do we need them?
We haven't needed these tools until now?
Like most Enclave enchantments, the scries are incredibly durable. I normally maintain ours every few months. We had more pressing matters at hand, until this mystery reared its head.
Sounds good. What do you use?
What exactly do these tools involve?
They are so very fiddly. Small optics for examining the casing, tiny enchanted ones to tug at the patterns that form the images and keep the sound clear. That sort of thing. Like tuning an instrument.
Alright. Do you think we can get some from the hold?
Could we not borrow some from Eric's people?
I tried. I would consider their tools insufficient to our needs.
He's saying they're bad.
I'm saying they're bad, but politely.
You got it.
This is usually the part where I find myself wrestling a giant lizard or something. So you might as well just tell me now.
Bryn, you never fail to cut to the heart of the matter, but I have good tidings. We need you to pick a flower.
A flower? That's it?
Not quite. It's from a plant renowned for its magical sensitivity called Mirian's Bloom.
And the tricky part, Dom was telling me, is that it can't be moved via any kind of teleportation. No loom gates and such.
Indeed, and complicating matters, it withers very quickly once picked. Lane and I can stabilize it, but we'll need our workstations here to do so, which means...
I'm going to have to run.
Pretty much. Sorry about that.
I'll just stretch extra. Do we know where I can find some?
Yes, in the swamp not too far from here, on the other side of the hollow.
Sounds like a plan.
I absolutely hate timed missions. Cover the bloom from Archon's Expanse and Dredger's Mire. Return the bloom to the base camp without any magical travel. Can I take Arva? I knew it was going to be in the mire because these are the only 3 locations that are connected. And it's going to be in the farthest one, so let's go to Hollow Pyre Spire. Oh my god. Serious? I couldn't play one game that doesn't have a freaking time to...
I'm going to let Arik power the scry for your run with the Bloom, Bryn.
Appreciate it, Aurea.
You could use the practice.
Can't have one game without a freaking timed thing. I was gonna make a joke about picking flowers. Every video game has a mission where you pick flowers, but every video game also has a freaking mission where you're timed. At least I'm wearing the lightest possible armor, so I can run without having to worry. I don't even know what it is. What is it? It's a Winter's Tide. Okay, Archon's Expanse, though. So it's of course going to put me in the path of the arc, because why wouldn't it? I don't want to deal with you two. I'm not gonna. Fuck off. Frost ones, fine, going. Third frost one up here. All right, fine. Y'all wanna first? Let's get him out here. Not that he'll probably do anything to help. Oh, that's not what I thought I was doing. Oh. Care about your stupid ice. Get out of here. I'm just so much slower. So, is it just pick one and run? Just hold on. Hold on. Where's the closest one? And I'm gonna pick that one. Right? I think it's this one. You can eat one, bro. I got time for your shit. Okay, I don't see a timer, so is it not actually timed? Because if it's not timed, then like, hell yeah. These people know what's up. Don't put timed shit in your video games. Still looking around for a timer. I'm not seeing one.
Good progress, Bryn. Smooth and steady.
I mean, yeah. If there's no timer, then there's really no issue here. Like I thought there would be. Got a little bit of time to loot.
It's looking a bit off.
That's normal. Just keep moving and you'll be fine.
Is there meant to be a timer? Am I gonna get all the way there and it's just gonna instantly die? So I'm moving as fast as I can.
She's got this.
Did we?
Yes. Oh, we're good. Excellent work, everyone. We'll get this over to Solar, Bryn. She'll be ready for you whenever.
Okay. So it wasn't even timed, which is freaking amazing. But, I actually never knew where this entrance was. Because normally, anytime I go through that entrance, it just automatically drops me off. Like over here, by my tent. Yeah, I never knew it was there. Got the Scry maintenance kit. Thick hide and hard leather. A kit created with Mirion's bloom for analyzing a Scry's functionality. Now we just gotta go talk to the Axle and we're good.
Before you ask, the answer is maybe.
About the Scries? You know?
Of course I know. In this role, I can't afford to be oblivious to one of my colleagues sneaking about. And while well-meaning, Arakim is about as stealthy as a glass tail on rice paper. Which brings me to my question. The answer will tip me from maybe to yes or no. Why are you here and not him?
I don't really like any of these, so I guess I'll appeal to her experiences with the eye? Because I don't know. It's not a test of my confidence. I'm just the delivery person. That's all I could see it as. So saying I'm the right call just seems very arrogant. Telling her that Eric's an idiot, I don't want to go that route, so I don't want to speak for Eric. So I'm gonna go with this one.
I'm here because I don't have a history of being discouraged by the bureaucracy of this place. Again and again. My hand hasn't been burned so often that I'm afraid to cook. And I'm not pointing the blame at you, but I know you can empathize with what I'm saying.
Let me come again to the point. Why you, and not Arakim?
Honestly, I don't think he knows how to ask.
It's as simple as him asking me. I am not Stanhild.
No. But you have to prove that to Eric as much as he has to prove himself to you. That was the lesson I learned from Aurea. The best leaders are mentors and meet their people halfway. That's what Eric needs from you.
An interesting point. I suppose he did not receive much support. Well, ever. Very well. You have my approval. I shall be watching very closely to see how this proceeds. And fair winds. I hope you can find your answers. I just wish Isla were here to help.
Okay. Well, at least Ericim's here and I don't have to leave. Are you serious? Okay, good.
Let's talk in your camp. I can speak freely there.
You can speak freely here! Why do I have to leave? Because then it's probably gonna make me come back because I have to use this scry. Don't I? You can talk to me here! This is why you were my third choice of relationship, buddy. I want you to know that. I'm gonna remind you of that. And you know what? I'll say fourth choice, because if I could romance Sev, I would. Or Aurea, your fifth choice.
What did we learn about the scries, fellas?
Nothing good, unfortunately.
You know how all enchanted things use woven patterns to achieve their effects, yes? Well, the scries used here for decades were warped. There's no other way to describe them.
Some sort of corruption or decay?
Not exactly. More like elements had fused or connected in different ways than were intended by the enchanter.
I take it that's not normal.
Darm's never seen it, and I asked the High Enchanter, and he had never heard of it either.
Even more worrying is that the Mirian's bloom also behaved strangely while we were trying to distill it. Normally there is a very rote set of steps, but it took Lane and I several tries to find the proper alchemic ratios to make it useful.
And then we have the Spitfires, acting more aggressive than normal, nesting in odd places. Putting it all together, we're seeing a worrying pattern of unexplained changes.
Ones that would be hard to notice if a certain band hadn't broken through the veil. We can confirm these changes aren't happening outside the Enclave.
Huh. What do we do about it then?
Darm and I have been talking about it and have some ideas. Give us a little bit of time to see if we can come up with a plan.
I'll leave you to it.
All right, that completes compare and contrast. And I'm guessing you have another quest for me? You do.
Ooh, you were really moving out there.
I was told time was of the essence.
Yeah, but you made it look easy. Maybe someday you could give classes to the novice scouts.
Did Lane say something about jogging lessons? When?
I overheard Lane say the same thing, actually. But... oh, it's just running.
Well, you make it look effortless. But when someone's new to it, there's a lot to learn. Balance, gait, breathing.
I've had people note that training in the mountain air probably helped.
I've read about that, but... well, not a lot of chances to compare in recent years. But yes, breathing for distance is a skill, as is conserving energy so you have enough left to push when you need it.
Sounds good. Dom?
It certainly is disturbing to think an enchantment can warp.
Any sign of our scry reacting, like the Heartsider ones?
None, but it might be a matter of time. Who knows what a year or a decade might bring? We'll have to watch closely. Oh, that's rather exciting now I think of it.
Yep. And, Lane?
I've been running more tests on the bloom you recovered.
You didn't need it all for Darm's tools?
No, thankfully. We had a number of false starts with the alchemical processes, but we had enough petals even then. It does speak to the issue, though. I tried every control I could think of, and can only conclude that the bloom itself is... off.
Could it just have been that one flower?
Perhaps. Either way, it warrants further study, but Arikim's offered to help us collect more, so it won't impact you.
All right.
Do you mind if I borrow a quill, Dom?
Another one.
Yes, please.
Fine.
Alright. Sounds like a not my problem kind of problem.